Hello everyone, welcome you back in my geography class. Today we will continue with the chapter of class 6, that is chapter 5, major domains of the earth. In the earlier video we have discussed about the 4 major domains. We came to know that what do you mean by a domain. We came to know about the importance of earth and also about the major domains of the earth and how they are important. Today in this video we will know about one of the major domain of the earth, that is lithosphere, and also we will know about the 7 continents in details. So let's get started. Now what do you mean by lithosphere? As already we have learned that lithosphere is derived from a Greek word lithos, which means stone. And what do you mean by sphere? Sphere means rigid. So what is lithosphere? Lithosphere is the solid portion of the earth. So what is lithosphere? Lithosphere is a solid portion of the earth. It is the outermost layer of the earth's structure. Now, as we talk about the layer of the earth structure, there are 3 layers of the earth structure. Here in this diagram, let us find out which are the 3 layers. The first layer is the crust, which is the outermost layer. The second layer is the mantle. And the third layer is the core. Now, mantle is divided into upper mantle and lower mantle. Core is again divided into outer core and inner core. Now what is lithosphere? Where does it lie? Lithosphere includes crust and upper portion of the upper mantle. So this portion is regarded as the lithosphere. So lithosphere includes the brittle upper portion of the upper mantle and the crust. So what does lithosphere include? It includes the brittle upper portion of the upper mantle and crust. So this portion is the lithosphere. Now let us see what are the other features of lithosphere. Lithosphere is composed of rocks. Lithosphere is composed of rocks, and also we can find a thin layer of soil that covers the lithosphere, which has mineral nutrients, and these mineral nutrients, they help to sustain various organisms like plants, microbes, bacteria. All of them obtain their nutrients from where? From the soil. So we can say that a thin layer of soil that covers the lithosphere has mineral nutrients, and these nutrients helps to sustain various organisms. Now the surface of the earth can be divided into 2 parts. Let us know that which are the two parts into which the surface of the earth is divided. The surface of the earth is divided into two parts. What are they? Number one, continents, and number two, ocean basins. So we can say that land is found under the oceans and also under the ocean basins. This is referred as the oceanic crust, and this is referred as the continental crust, into which the crust is divided. So under the continent also we will get land, and under the ocean also we get land, right? So now let us know, what do you mean by continents and what are oceans? What are continents? Huge land masses are called continents. For example, Asia. We live in India, and India is located in the continent of Asia. Now coming to the ocean basins, what do you mean by ocean basins? It means huge water bodies. For example, the Pacific Ocean. Now we will see that level of sea water is same everywhere. Now let us find out why is it so. So we can see that the level of sea water is same everywhere. Will you see that in Pacific Ocean the level of sea water is more, and as you are going to the Atlantic Ocean the level of sea water is less, or in the Indian Ocean the level of sea water is less? No, the level of sea water is constant, or we can say that it is same everywhere. Why it is so? Because the oceans are interconnected with each other. So all the oceans are interconnected with each other. So that means if volume of water of a particular ocean will increase, that means it will lead to equal distribution of water in all other oceans, because all the oceans are interconnected with each other. And that is why we take sea level as the base. Why? So that we can understand that where we are standing in the land, that means what is the height of the land from the sea. To understand that, to understand it, we take sea level as the base. That means sea level is taken as 0. Now let us understand this. So the sea level is considered as 0. So this is the sea level and it is considered as 0. Now why sea level is taken as a base level? Because in terms of the landforms, it is not possible to take it as a base, because the surface of the earth is not same everywhere. Somewhere we have mountains, and the height of mountains are different from one another. There are some mountains which are lower in height, and there are some mountains whose height is much higher. There are some places where the land is flat, and there are some places where the land is like a tableland, that is a plateau. So to understand that where we are standing in the surface of the land, it is important to have a base level, and that base is the sea level, which is considered as 0. So that means as we move up from the sea level, the elevation or height of the land can be well understood. That means we can understand that how high is land from the sea level. So as because there are different levels in the ground, as because the earth's surface is not even, that is why we have taken a reference point, that is sea level, which is 0, and as the height from the sea level increases, we can understand that how high is land. That means in the landform, what is the height of that land from the sea level. Now the height from the sea level is referred as the altitude. So what is altitude? Altitude is the height above the sea level, and it shows that how high is land from the sea level. Now, as we're talking about height, we should know that which is the highest point in the earth. The highest point in the earth is Mount Everest. This is the highest peak in the world, and the height of Mount Everest is 8,848 meters above the sea level. So now you can well understand that why sea level is taken as the base, so that we can understand that how high is land. Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world with a height of 8,848 meters above the sea level. So in terms of landform, we can say that which is the highest point or which is the highest peak. But in terms of ocean, we cannot say highest. We can say that greatest. The depth of sea water differs from one place to another. There are several water bodies with shallow depth, and there are several water bodies with deep depth. For example, if you're going to a swimming pool, you may have noticed that there are different demarcations, that there is a pool with shallow depth which is suitable for the children to swim, and there is a pool with greater depth which is suitable for the elders to swim. So in terms of ocean, we do not measure its height, but we measure its depth, right? So we can well understand that depth of the ocean varies. Now let us know which is the greatest depth in the ocean. That means the lowest point in the ocean. The greatest depth is recorded in the Mariana Trench, which has a depth of 11,022 meters. And where it is located? It is located in the Pacific Ocean. So the greatest depth in the ocean that is recorded is Mariana Trench with a depth of 11,022 meters, and it is located in the Pacific Ocean. These informations are very important, and you must remember this information. It will help you in other examinations also. Now let us move ahead and know some important facts. Now it's time to know about some interesting fact. As you have read that the Mount Everest is the highest mountain peak in the world with a height of 8,848 meters, now it's time to know that who were the first men and women to climb the highest mountain peak, that is Mount Everest. Edmund Hillary from New Zealand and Tenzing Norgay Sarpa from India were the first men to climb the highest peak, Mount Everest, on the planet Earth on 29th May 1953. Now let us know who was the first woman to climb the highest peak. The first woman to climb the highest peak was Junko Tabei. She was from Japan, and she reached the summit on 16th May 1975. Now let us know who was the first Indian woman to climb the highest mountain peak. The first Indian woman to climb the highest peak is Baichandri Pal. She reached the summit on 23rd May 1984. She is from Uttarakhand. She was awarded the third highest civilian award, Padma Bhushan, by Government of India in 2019. Dear students, can you find any similarity in the months in which the climbers had reached the summit? Yes, you are correct. The climbers has reached the summit in the month of May. Why? Because At that time, it is summer, so it is quite accessible and easy to reach the summit or to climb the summit. If the climbers will try to climb the summit in the winter season, it can be a great risk because at that time the Mount Everest is fully covered up with snow and the path becomes very dangerous and it can take life. So it is very dangerous to climb Mount Everest during the winter season. So the best time to climb Mount Everest is during the summertime. So the climbers usually try to climb or to reach any peak during the summertime. Now let us move ahead with continents. There are 7 continents in the world and all of them are separated by large water bodies. Now let us know which are the 7 continents of the world. The 7 continents of the world are Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Australia, and Antarctica. You can see all the continents in the world map in the right corner of the screen. As you can see in the world map that most of the land lies where? Most of the land mass lies in the northern hemisphere. Now with the help of map, we can well understand that most of the land mass lies in the northern hemisphere. So we can say that as the greater part of the land mass lies in the northern hemisphere, so northern hemisphere is also known as the land hemisphere. Now let us know about the 7 continents in details. Let us get a brief description of each continent. Let us start with Asia. Now you may question that why we are starting with Asia, because Asia is the largest continent in the world. It covers 1/3 of the total area on the earth, which is approximately 30% of the earth's total land area. Interestingly, Asia is also the most populous continent on earth. China and India both are located in the continent of Asia, and both are the countries with the highest and second highest population in the world. Asia is the home to approximately 60% of the world's population as of 2019. Asia is located primarily in the eastern and northern hemisphere, and you can well understand with the help of the map. The Tropic of Cancer passes through this continent. I hope all of you remember that the Tropic of Cancer lies in 23.5 north and it passes through the continent of Asia. Now, let us know about the ocean that surrounds the Asian continent. There are 3 oceans that surround the Asian continent. They are the Indian Ocean, which lies to the south, the Arctic Ocean, which lies to its north, and the Pacific Ocean, which lies to its east. Now, as you can see in the map of Asia, it is quite impossible to demarcate Asia from Europe. It seems that both are all together. So, for the purpose of demarcation, to understand that from where Asia and from where Europe start, this demarcation is done with the help of Ural Mountains. The Ural Mountains are situated on the west of Asia and it separates Asia from Europe. The combined landmass of Europe and Asia is called Eurasia. EUR from Europe and Asia. Together it forms Eurasia. Asia is also separated from Europe by the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. Now let us know an interesting fact about Asia. The highest mountain peak, that is Mount Everest, with a height of 8,848 meters above sea level, is located in Asia. Now let us move ahead with the next continent. Europe lies to the west of Asia and is much smaller than Asia. Europe is the 6th largest and the 2nd smallest continent of Earth, which occupies around 2% of the surface of the Earth. The Arctic Circle passes through Europe. As we all know, that Arctic Circle is located at 66.5 north. So the Arctic Circle passes through Europe. Now let us know about the water bodies which surrounds Europe on 3 sides. So Europe is bounded by water bodies from 3 sides. To the north of Europe lies the Arctic Ocean, to the west of Europe lies the Atlantic Ocean, and to the south lies the Mediterranean, Black and Caspian Seas. Now, let us know about the largest country in the European continent. Russia is the largest country in the European continent. Now, let us move ahead with our next continent, that is Africa. Africa is the second largest continent on Earth. It covers 20% of the Earth's total land area. It is also the second most populous continent on Earth. A large part of Africa lies in the northern hemisphere. As you can see in the map that most of the land lies in the northern hemisphere. And as we move to the south, the shape of Africa becomes tapering. So a very less amount of land lies in the southern hemisphere. So we can say that Africa lies in the northern hemisphere. Why? Because a large part of Africa lies in northern hemisphere. A large part of land of Africa lies in northern hemisphere. Now let us know about a very interesting fact, that is the equator. The Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn all passes through Africa. So isn't it interesting? So it holds the distinction of the only continent having all the three latitudes passing through it. In Africa, we will find the world's longest river, that is River Nile, which has two main tributaries and passes through 11 countries. It flows from Tanzania, located in south of Africa, and flows till Egypt, located in the north of Africa. We can also find the world's largest hot desert, that is the Sahara Desert in Africa. It extends from the Atlantic Ocean in the west to the Red Sea, located in the east. Now it's time to know about our next continent. The next continent is North America. Don't get confused with United States of America, because United States of America is a country which is located in North America. North America is the third largest continent in the world, and it lies completely in the northern and the western hemisphere. The Isthmus of Panama, a narrow strip, links North America and South America. Now let us know what is isthmus. Isthmus is a narrow strip of land joining two land masses. As you can see here that the land masses of North America and South America is connected by a narrow strip of land, that is the Isthmus of Panama. So the Isthmus of Panama connects the North America and South America. And what is an isthmus? It is a narrow strip of land joining two land masses. The continent of North America is surrounded by three oceans. Which are the oceans that surround the continent of North America? The Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean. Now, let us know about our next continent, that is the South America. Now, let us know about South America. South America is the fourth largest continent in terms of total area. It lies in the southern hemisphere. There are two oceans that surround South America. They are the Atlantic Ocean on the east and the Pacific Ocean on the west. Now let us know an important and interesting fact about South America. The Andes Mountain, which is the world's longest mountain range, is located in South America. And also the world's largest river, that is the Amazon River, is located in South America. Now dear students, do not get confused with Mount Everest and Mount Andes, because Mount Everest is the world's highest mountain peak and Mount Andes is the world's longest mountain range. We have also read that Nile is the longest river that flows through Africa, and here we have read that Amazon River is the largest river which is located in South America. Here longest means in terms of length and largest means in terms of volume of water. So in terms of length, the Nile is the longest river, and in terms of the volume of water, Amazon River is the largest river. I hope all of you understood the difference between longest and largest. Now let us know about our next continent, that is Australia. Australia is the smallest continent that entirely lies in the southern hemisphere. Australia is surrounded on all sides by the oceans and seas, and we call it as an island continent. Now let us move ahead with the next and the last continent, that is Antarctica. Antarctica is a huge continent. It lies completely in the southern hemisphere. Now, the South Pole lies in the South Polar region, almost at the center of this continent. There is a large board which mentions geographic South Pole in Antarctica. Because it is located in South Polar region, so it is permanently covered with thick ice sheets, and that is why here we cannot find any permanent human settlements. Various research stations can be found here. Various countries have their research stations here. Like other countries, India also have their research station here. They are named as Moitri and Dokkin Gangotri. Now, let us know about another interesting fact, that is strait. What is a strait? A strait is a narrow passage of water connecting two large water bodies like sea and ocean. Park Strait connects India with Sri Lanka. As you can see in the picture in the right hand corner of the screen, that the Park Strait is connecting India and Sri Lanka. So what is a strait? It is a narrow passage of water connecting two large water bodies like seas and oceans. So in today's video, what we have learned? We have learned about lithosphere. We have learned about the features of lithosphere. We have learned about the two parts into which the Earth's surface is divided into, that is the continents and the ocean basins. And we have learned about the 7 major continents in detail. I hope all of you understood it very well. To make the study more easier, a PDF is attached in the description box. Do click the video and get the ready notes, which will make your studies more easier. If you like my video, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment in my video. I will be back soon with the next topic, that is hydrosphere and the 5 major oceans. Till then, stay safe and study well. Thank you.